Hello everybody and welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. I've never ever really had a time where I thought a Cerebro deck was good or even playable, so I'm really excited for this one. I've never felt like a Cerebro deck was any good, but this deck actually feels like really well positioned right now. You have the three best tech cards basically in the deck, which is Valkyrie, Shadow King, and Killmonger. Because all of these kind of answer the Loki decks, and the Loki decks can't really use them against you. Like Killmonger only hits Bast, which is very much fodder. Shadow King is great against Collector. It's great against other random stuff too. Shadow King and Valkyrie also have the added bonus of being really good at correcting for bad locations. So like Wakandan Embassy, Shuri's Lab, stuff like that. Like it can really help out. So these are like the three best tech cards right now because Loki doesn't want to steal them. But also they just happen to help Cerebro really well, which is good. Crystal is in this deck, and Crystal is like actually surprisingly like a hitter in this deck. Like Crystal's really good. In this deck, I think that one of the biggest weaknesses is you don't really have a lot of cards you want to play out on curve. You have a lot of reactive cards where you want to kind of sit on them for the last like 2 turns of the game. But Crystal not only lets you draw another card towards Cerebro, but you want to play Crystal out. If you have no interference with your deck, like no locations draw you a card, you don't have Limbo, you're going to have 3 cards left in your deck at the end of the game. With Crystal, suddenly you're going to have 2 cards left in your deck at the end of the game. And with Magic, you're going to have 1 card left in your deck at the end of the game. So unless Cerebro is literally your last card, Crystal basically ensures you're going to draw Cerebro. You have it's a 1 in 12 that you're not going to have Cerebro in the game if you play Crystal and Magic in the same game. And Crystal also helps you find Magic, which is very good. You have Cerebro and Mystique because they're both Cerebro effects. It's very strong. I love Sentinel so much. Sentinel is such a good card. I really like this card. I don't know why, but it's so good in Cerebro 3. Like it's actually one of the best cards in the deck because, as I was saying earlier, you really don't want to play any cards out proactively. You want to react with a lot of cards, which is one of the, I think one of the biggest weaknesses of the deck is there's not any good cards to play proactively sometimes. But not only does Sentinel a card you want to play proactively, but it's a card that gives you another proactive threat. So you can play Sentinel like every curve of the game basically, except like the last 2. And he's also just nice curve filler, which is great. When I first saw the Cerebro 3 list, I didn't think Jeff was that important. But I did want Jeff anyways, so I got him from the Spotlight caches. But the more I play with Jeff, I'm going to be honest, the less replaceable I think he is. Going into the fact that I think that there's not a lot of cards that are proactive in this deck. Jeff is very proactive and also so good in so many locations and very useful for moving, especially when like he's a 2/7 if you have Cerebro and Mystique active, which is very powerful. It's just basically he's basically Vision towards the last turns of the game, which is very good. Invisible Woman is great because not only can you protect Cerebro and Mystique, which lets you play Cerebro and Mystique proactively instead of just again the last turn of the game, but also like if your opponent plays a Collector, you can put Invisible Woman in front of Collector, play Shadow King on curve, and then just wait for the last turn of the game, and it'll get rid of the Shadow King or the Sunspot. Like there's tons of times when it comes up. It's Invisible Woman is so good in this deck. Bast is there to help your cards be 3 cost if they ever get smaller. It's very useful, or bigger. You know, Bast just kind of resets everything, which is good. And Wasp is in this deck because off of Bast or Valkyrie, you get a 3-power guy, which turns into a 7-power guy. I don't know what card I would replace to let me have another proactive threat that costs 3 power. Maybe Colossus. Colossus would be fine. Domino even, just so you have something on curve. I'm not sure really. I mean, like it's really hard to say. I seen the like Blade Swarm versions of this deck. I definitely want to try, but I think this deck is really fun. You could play Scarlet Witch also, or Rhino, which I don't know, like if you don't have Jeff, for instance, I think that's a very reasonable decision, but I don't know if it's perfect. You really just gotta try and see what you can do with your own card pool, I think, because it is like very interesting how you like some of the cards you have like are just very, very important, or it's really hard to make a cut. But obviously, if you don't have a card, I think Rhino and Scarlet Witch are 2 of the cards kind of like on deck I would play because they're both very good location disruption, and locations are one of the things that screw you the most. This has been a really long deck tech, but I hope you guys enjoy. Have a great day, and try Cerebro 3 while you can. I think it's like the best it's ever been, so if you ever want to try this kind of deck, I think now's the time, dude. That's actually a crazy game. Because they're both playing Crystal too to draw the whole deck. That's crazy. Crystal's like honestly been super good in this deck. I can't imagine playing like this deck without Crystal. Which is something I've never said before. But like for real, like that sucks for us because I really wanted to blow up their Quinjet. I guess I still might be able to with Magic, which is nice, but we'll see. I also probably want to get rid of Asgard if I don't find what I'm looking for. I think I just lead on Crystal though, because there's a chance I don't have to do one or the other, and I want to take that chance, I think. Oh, that's rough. Yeah, I mean, if I don't, I'm like always losing this, and I feel like losing this is bad. I'm playing for like 2 locations though, which is tough. Oh, they put the Quinjet in a bad spot though, which is great. I mean, honestly, like my cards suck for them. Which is a big part of why people are playing this deck, is because like your cards suck for your opponent. So we can play Jeff here. We can, I guess, just Jeff and Killmonger in the same spot. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, honestly. To just get rid of the Quinjet, I think. And then just chill. Although I know, sure. So that's really the hard part, is we have to beat that. Let's see though. So like, Bass is actually really good here. I wish I had Invisible Woman kind of though. So like Cerebro plus Mystique. And just chill. Maybe I'm supposed to Bass, I'm not sure. Nidalar is really tough. If they just commit hard to Wakanda, I don't know if I can beat it. That's the problem. They could also like you know, actually if they Legion Nidalar, it's actually pretty good for me, which is weird. That's not normally how that plays out. We'll see. They maybe are thinking of, I'm not sure. If they snap, I'm pretty sure I'm out. I like, this game's pretty behind, I feel like. Jeff, Invisible Woman. So they are committing hard here, which I'm surprised by. Well, now this is smaller. I mean, that was honestly the biggest thing I was concerned of, is like, this card is huge, but now it's not as huge. So I can go to 21 here. Like Valkyrie 21 here. Seems like my best choice. Does this win? Might. Yeah, let's jam it. I think if they just pass into having big double dinosaur, like I can't win. Rogue. I think that's fine though. Oh, they stole Cerebro, but double dinosaur is their biggest card. I don't know how this is gonna play out. I think I win in the tiebreaker of that lane. And it depends what else they have. Cerebro, but it's like it's all on the right. Shadow King. Okay. Wow, what a weird game. Wow, that was crazy. Okay, that's awesome. That's really sick. I think if they just like have a really big double dinosaur and they just follow with Rogue, like I can't win. I think my opponent misplayed that. Cause like, how do you beat that? Like a Cerebro? Cause I mean, that's the thing. I have nothing to shrink this. And it's even in Wakanda, so you don't even like, you're not even thinking about like Shang-Chi, right? But that was sick. That was really cool. Really awesome game. Also, I think if we go for Shadow King, we lose here. Right? Because this goes to 2. This is 2. And then this is 5 plus 4. So 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 4 is 13. And then these two aren't even active. So Valkyrie was really important there. Sick Cooking Kitty Pride. I actually had this in my variant shop and I ran like a poll on Twitter about it. Not sure if I wanted it or not, but like Here's the thing, right? So I feel like that card specifically is not very good at... Can I snap off a Jeff, honestly? That card I feel like wouldn't split into ink or gold very well, which was a big part of why I didn't go for it. Like, it's a really sick piece of art by itself, but I feel like the end goal is always like, you know, like some kind of special split, right? You know what I mean? Like ink or gold, something like that. You definitely have to be worried about Red Skull, unfortunately. This game specifically, though, Jeff might win alone. I'm not even supposed to play Jeff, honestly. There's probably a solid argument you're not even supposed to play Jeff. Like against New York and stuff. Like I could have just like lowballed until the last turn of the game with Jeff, probably. Bast, I think. I guess I'll Bast here so I can go like Cerebro and Valkyrie, I think. Iron Lad. What is this, dude? Quinjet? Sure. I think I'm supposed to play the Invisible Woman to protect against, like, just stuff. I mean, like, I don't even have a good word for it exactly. Like, just stuff. Like, it could be a few things. I feel like the Legion makes this game a mess suddenly. Holy frick frack, brother. I do draw that, which is good. They snapped me. Alright, let's see how this goes. And now I'm losing the Kitty Pryde, I guess. It's a tie there. Am I winning in tiebreakers? Oh man, it's so close here. They just fully abandoned right, huh? I mean, that was sick. That was super sick. You're just out. I mean, they even had the Legion with the New York. Like, Jeff didn't get his bonus points. His bonus Jeff bucks. That was sick. Am I ever supposed to Killmonger this turn? Like Killmonger here? No, maybe it's Cerebro here actually. That's probably better. I'll snap. Get him out of here. Threaten the issue. Seen all of their cards but one now, and I don't think their last card's Cosmo. The cards we've seen from Iron Lad is Quinjet and Cable. Armor, sure. Quinjet, sure. I guess always making them Legion is pretty good. I also think it's just like get rid of bad locations for me is really what it is. Like I just get to Bass plus Magic and then get rid of a negative location off of Legion, which is good. Really good generally, probably. And then I want a Valkyrie here. Probably last turn of the game. We'll see how it goes. Crystal is good. So this turn it's Crystal plus, I think, Sentinel. Sentinel here because I want a Valkyrie here. Crystal here because it's a threat that's going to win here. It's fine. And then like Mystique plus Killmonger is really good. Okay, sure. So they probably just got rid of their Legion, which is good to think of. That card's really good too, obviously. The question now really becomes like, what is the last card they have? I think it's always just like, I just always do this. This is 14 here. I win here. This is 7 here, which is really good. It's just this. It's like, it's so punishing to play a card. Here's the thing. I guess I can always Killmonger here to try to hit the one guy. I guess I can Killmonger here. Then I'm at 14 here if they kitty. This is going to be at 7. This is going to be at higher than 7. I think that's fine. It's really good depending on if they're legioning. They have to draw Legion like literally this turn to get me though, which is also good to think of. And this doesn't shift priority at all because they're still winning too. That's fine. Maybe I'm supposed to like commit a Valkyrie somewhere. It's so like bold to commit a Valkyrie though is the thing. Like really matters. Sentinel, yeah. I don't think where I wasp matters a ton. I guess just here for good measure. So why not? I'm gonna be at 14 middle, 15 right, 16 left. And I remove a bunch of power from them. It's very good. Yeah. It's just always Legion. Why is it always Legion? Literally Legion to me every game. It ended up not mattering, but how strange. Hiding the Cerebros under Invisible One for priority is so heckin' good. It's kind of insane. Like you actually just like it's so powerful. Genuinely, it's really good. We just like had so much more. Like if we have the Cerebros in place and Invisible Woman wasn't there, we never have priority. We never get to do stuff like that. Really good.